Hello, Brad here, just to say we're super proud that the Friday 5pm podcast is sponsored by the Malt Miller, the UK's best home brew store.
We use the Malt Miller for all of our homebrew experiments, as well as tapping them up for advice and binging on their awesome YouTube channel all the time.
That's why whenever we release a homebrew video, we put a recipe kit live on the Malt Miller, so you can brew with the exact same amazing ingredients that we did. The same ingredients used by pro brewers.
So alongside the Malt Miller's nitro-flushed hops, cold-stored yeast and milled-to-order malts, you can pick up recipe kits for our 5 Points Best Bitter, Russian River West Coast IPA, and now the fastest beer in the world, a hazy session IPA that goes from grain to glass in less than 48 hours.
Sign up to their newsletter at tinyurl.com/Malt Miller to get 5% off your first order. With the Malt Miller's amazing customer service and Jonny's 48-hour recipe, you could order the ingredients on a Monday and be drinking the beer by the weekend.
Speaking of which, it's Friday.
It's 5pm.
So enjoy this week's Friday 5pm podcast. Hey beer lovers, welcome to another Friday 5pm. Brad and I are yet again in separate locations. I'm in fact back in a train station.
Nice.
I need to stop spending my Friday afternoons in train stations.
Which one are you in now?
I'm in King's Cross. I'm in the Parcel Yard, which is a Fuller's pub.
Nice.
Where I've just been helping SEBA judge their Business of the Year competition, the Society of Independent Brewers. So going through like different innovations that breweries have been doing. It's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
Got some worthy winners, but I can't be spoiling that. We'll be spoiling that. Brad and I are presenting the awards in a couple of weeks up in Liverpool.
Yep.
So yeah, I now know who the winners are. But enough about that. We want to talk about this week's video, right?
Right. Yeah, it was a good one.
So it was a super exciting one. Yeah, one that we've been wanting to do for a long time because we picked up the beers while we were filming our New England documentary.
Yeah, it was a while ago now.
Almost exactly a year ago. So,
yeah,
11 months ago currently that we did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we picked up some bottles of Hill Farmstead and brought them home for our Hype Train, which is our episode where we pick the rarest, most exciting, most hyped breweries in the world and taste them to see if they're worth the fuss or worth tracking down. What did you think of the beers, Brad?
I thought they were bloody fantastic. Some of the best beers I've drunk in a long time. And, you know, it was great to be kind of blown away by a hype train. Some of them sometimes are a little bit disappointing. I think the nature of something when it's hyped, usually you're going to be a little bit let down. It's like going out on New Year's or something, isn't it? You know, it's always a letdown because you know it's never as good as you think it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we stayed away from the IPAs because from what we've tried before, we've not loved their IPAs. And so we wanted to see what they were doing with their Belgian stuff, which I think is higher rated anyway. But I think we ruffled some feathers in the comments by not doing the IPAs. We got a lot of comments going like, their IPAs are the best in the world. Or like, they're nowhere near as good as Alchemist's IPAs. And you're like, we weren't talking about the IPAs at any point.
No. And they wouldn't have lasted 11 months either, would they?
No. Whereas as the guys that we had, which was Sonia and Arthur, improved, if anything, in bottle, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And they were tasting stellar. What was really heartening was that they were so balanced and nuanced and well thought out. Whereas most of the hype trains we've had, see like Other Half, Finback, you know, these are beers that punch you in the mouth with flavour and have no time for sort of nuance. But these were really well crafted and really subtle and beautiful and incredibly drinkable.
Yeah, man. One of them I thought was like the best shandy I've ever had in the world.
Yeah, we haven't had any comments about that, which I was surprised by. I thought you were going to make some really angry internet trolls come straight for us. But we got one angry internet troll, but he had no issue with you talking about shandy. But we'll talk about his comment, as we like to do. This was Jim Alaska, is his name. It's a strong name. It's evocative.
Yeah.
And he came on and he said, fruity beer is not good beer, it's just bad beer.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. To which I said that was wrong and ahistorical because beers have been made with fruit for hundreds of years. In fact, much longer than we've used hops in beer. But it got into quite a disagreement. I was very nice. I was very understanding. until it got to the point where I said that I loved Creek beers, and he says, Creek beer, good lord, unsubbed as I have nothing in common with a beta male who loves Creek beer.
Yeah, got a bit weird there. He's got a bit incel, sort of odd bod.
Yes. Suddenly it went from him being slightly sexist and saying women love fruit beer to saying that any man who does is a beta male. I'd rather be a beta male than an alpha male anyway, so I didn't take it as an insult. But he was... I didn't know we had those kind of people listening to our podcast, but apparently we do.
Yeah, he went a bit weird, didn't he? You can't really help the internet sometimes. You're going to get some odd bods, but luckily we're kind of blessed to have lovely people that comment on our videos most of the time. So it's a positive community usually. Yeah,
we had lots of people commenting on that comment as well, agreeing with us. And when we said, it's an honest and open place, please don't be like this, and lots of people coming in. One guy made, is it the Big Lebowski where it goes, that's just like your opinion, man?
Yeah, that's the Big Lebowski, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a guy quoting that. Those are our people, man. The Big Lebowski quoters.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hill Farmstead, I think probably the most worthy of the hype we've maybe had since we started doing Hype Train.
Yeah, I can't think of a better Hype Train we've done in terms of the actual beer. They were both splendid. They really were. Arthur for me was incredible.
It's one of those beers where you wish it wasn't so hyped because you wish that everybody could try it.
Yeah,
you just want everyone to be able to drink that just like it's a normal beer, like it's because it was like a table beer kind of thing. It was so drinkable, so balanced, loads of lemony, soft citrus, and barrel characteristics that it was just magical. A really beautiful beer.
Gorgeous stuff.
So if you ever can get hold of Arthur, please do. A lot of people dismiss it as like just their normal core saison kind of thing, but that's doing it an injustice.
Yeah, man.
This is just a quick message to remind you guys that everything that we do, that's our podcast, our blogs, and indeed our videos on YouTube, are all supported by our friends on Patreon.
Yeah, we really couldn't do it without you guys. You're the lifeblood of the channel. And, if you're feeling flush or not particularly that flush, anything you can contribute really helps keep the lights on. What do you get in exchange? You get some awesome merchandise, and you also get that lovely, warm, tingling feeling inside that you're supporting independent content.
Absolutely. I'm feeling warm and tingly right now, and if you are too, head over to patreon.com/craftbeerchannel. Yeah, so the day after we released that, we then went to Brew London, which is what has become of Craft Beer Rising, which is one of the original beer festivals in the UK. And it's got a bit of a reputation for being for the breweries themselves, being quite rubbish, a bit corporate, lots of big brands there. But we had some delicious beer from all over the world, so maybe it's turned a little corner. Do you remember what we had that was delicious? I'm racking my brains.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as well. I drank some Landlord after you'd gone, actually. I remember that.
Did you? You went to the Timothy Taylor stand?
Tracked him down. We drank some great stuff from Virginia. I think they were called...
beautiful stout.
I can't remember what that brewery was called.
O'Connor's, I think.
O'Connor's, that was it, yeah. So it was a huge...
Yeah, not a brewery that fills you with confidence.
No.
Name-wise.
No, it was great, though. I think it was 11% or something, and it almost tasted a bit like an After Eight mint. Yeah, it was great stuff.
And we had, I had the Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout from Glenafric. They were launching their barrel series. One of our Patreons, much loved Patreons, our first ever Patreon, I think, Glenafric were. And their Barrel Aged Imperial Stout, Bourbon Barrel Aged, was like, it was like Bourbon County Stout good. Really, really special. They also had a 16% Belgian double in rum casks that was like liquid banana, which is kind of fun, but not as nuanced and special as the Imperial Stout.
Yes.
Dead impressed with Glenafric's barrel range. Another brewery called Apex from Sweden, I tried their IPAs, and they were fantastic too. I've never heard of them. So that was great to see. I think they were on the Crisp stand. Crisp Malt had brought them over to show off what their malt can do.
Right, nice.
And that was really good too. Oh, and...
Melton Mulberry guys. They were good.
Yeah, the Melton Mulberry guys. Round Corner.
Who
Who got in touch with me. I tried their rum-barreled bock, and thought it was really good. Put an Instagram up saying, guys, this is amazing. Who are you? I've never heard of you. We finally got to meet those guys and had some stellar beer from them.
And lovely pork pies. Well, I had a pork pie.
And lovely Melton Mowbray pork pies. Yeah, I snuck one. I know I'm semi-vegetarian, but
mate.
Yeah, I broke the rules for that. You know, when it's designation of origin protected pies.
Yeah, they were very good.
Yeah, when a pork pie lands in your lap, you don't throw it away. That's
no.
that famous saying.
No, for sure.
Never look a pork pie in the mouth, or always put a pork pie in the mouth. I don't know. So there was another brewery that really impressed me, Attic from Birmingham. So those of you guys not from the UK, Birmingham's like the second city of the UK, the second biggest, but it's never had a good beer scene, and it's just starting to happen in Birmingham. So you got Attic, Dig, a couple of other guys who are making really nice, again probably New England inspired stuff, but Attic really impressed me. They had some lovely beer. So yeah, it's a bit of an eye opener for me. You know, even we were at Cloudwater, or I was at Cloudwater last year and had last week and had some amazing beers. But I was expecting that. Whereas, you know, there's nothing like a beer that you expect nothing from, and it blows you away, and you end up having many, many pints of.
It's pleasantly surprising for sure. It was a great festival.
Yeah, dead impressed with that. I should also say the Cloudwater Festival was really, really great. After last year's debacle, I wrote a story about the debacle on Good Beer Hunting, which I'll put in the show notes, about how basically the founder of Cloudwater ended up spending most of his evening in a police van, and the festival was very nearly cancelled. And they packed up all the stuff because the venue didn't have a licence, and then got given a licence by somebody high up in the local council, and then unpacked it all. It was quite the story. Wow. But this year they had their licensing, and they got it right. Lovely food, lovely vibe, not long queues, and some of the best beer in the world on tap from all over the world as well. It was really special. So if you didn't go this year, make sure you go next year if you can. It's worth the trip to Manchester for sure.
Oh yeah.
And I got to catch up with some old friends from America, like Forest and Main and Green Bench and all those guys. It was super.
Yeah, I was a bit gutted I couldn't go, but I was babysitting, so hey ho.
There you go. How's your car, mate? Update us on your car.
The car has sort of been resurrected, which is great.
Hey.
I massively overfilled the oil. I got an RAC guy out because I tried to get under the car with to let the oil sump, I think it's called, the little nut out so I could drain it, and I couldn't get the purchase, Johnny. I couldn't get the purchase. So
couldn't get the purchase.
No,
damn.
I had
hate
to.
It when that happens.
Yeah, man, I had to call an RAC guy, and I felt like a right wally because I sort of knew what I'd done wrong, but I had to kind of play along that I'd play the fool, as it were, twice because I'd already done a stupid thing, but I had to pretend that I didn't know what I'd done, and then go, oh my god, I'm an idiot, blah blah blah. But anyway, it blew white smoke for about half an hour. And the guy was like, if that doesn't go after half an hour, just turn the car off and it's done. He's like, you need to scrap it or get a new engine.
Oh, that is tense.
Yeah, so I was sat, he'd left and I was sat in the car for probably about 15, 20 minutes, and it was still blowing white smoke. And then I turned it off for some reason. I think I had to come back inside, it was freezing. Went back out, started it again, and then no white smoke. So the car gods have shined down on me, seemingly. I think I've just about got away with the damage. So yeah, happy story. Hopefully,
there you go.
I've got to drive to Centre Parks on Monday, so yeah, I'm hoping it's all right.
I love the sting in the tails of your stories. They are absolutely killer. Right, so what have we got coming up soon? So we're presenting at SEBA in about a fortnight. So if you're in the brewing industry, we'll hopefully see you there. Next week, I think we've got another hype train coming up for you. And then hopefully we'll be back on the road. We've got lots of videos lined up at lots of great breweries, many of which we met yesterday to see if they were good enough to be on the channel. So we've got some meetings with those guys, and we'll go up and get some films there. But yeah, otherwise there's not a lot of news from the Craft Beer channel this week. I feel like we're letting people down content-wise.
Oh dear. No, I think we've talked about, one of the most hyped beers, one of the most hyped breweries this week. I think that is content enough, man.
Yeah. We didn't have anybody write in or send recorded messages for us to play on the podcast this week. So please do, if you're listening and you want to say something or ask us a question, send us a recorded file and we'll play it and answer your questions live on the podcast.
Wow.
And I'm hoping we'll get some next week. Wow.
High tech,
wow, says a very dry Bradley.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But otherwise, guys, we will catch you on Wednesday for our next upload and, of course, next Friday at 5 p.m.
See ya.